สวัสดีค่ะขณะนี้ทุกท่านกำลังอยู่กับ Himso KKU English Corner ในรายการ2ปีบ deeptalk รายการพอดแคสต์ที่จัดทำขึ้นโดยนักศึกษาคณะมนุษยศาสตร์และสังคมศาสตร์มหาวิทยาลัยขอนแก่นรายการที่จะพาทุกคนไปพูดคุยและแลกเปลี่ยนเกี่ยวกับทุกเรื่องด้วยภาษาอังกฤษเพื่อสนับสนุนให้คนไทยกล้าที่จะใช้ภาษาอังกฤษในชีวิตประจำวันมากขึ้นโดยที่ไม่สนใจว่าจะใช้ไวยากรณ์ถูกหรือไม่แต่จะเน้นใช้เพื่อสื่อสารเป็นหลักโดยมีดิฉันเป็นผู้ดำเนินรายการหลักค่ะในวันนี้เราจะมาพูดคุยกันเรื่อง Toxic Relationship โดยได้รับเกียรติจากแขกรับเชิญพิเศษทั้ง3ท่านที่จะมาร่วมพูดคุยแลกเปลี่ยนและแสดงความคิดเห็นในประเด็นดังกล่าวด้วยกันค่ะขออนุญาตแนะนำแขกรับเชิญก่อนนะคะขอต้อนรับอาจารย์วานิสซ่าค่ะ
Hello
ป๊อบค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
และแซนดี้ค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Okay now let's speak in English Okay ค่ะteacher อาจารย์วานิสซ่าค่ะ Can you tell me about the definition of toxic relationship
Yeah, sure. Well, really, I think most Thai people nowadays, we use the word toxic,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Toxic relationship. Basically, to talk about a relationship that is unhealthy, right? So maybe one person or both people or more than one person in the relationship is having some unhealthy communication issues or ways of behaving that make the relationship feel bad instead of good. But one thing that I want to talk about is the difference between a toxic relationship and an abusive relationship. So a lot of people, even English-speaking people, we don't know the difference between toxic versus abuse. And so with a toxic relationship, it's going to be, like I said, it could be both people or more than one person in the relationship that is toxic. And maybe it's not an intentional thing, but it could be some learned behaviors about how we communicate. It could be some kind of reactionary behavior because of a lack of control in the relationship, like a lack of you want to gain control somehow, but you cannot, and you don't have healthy ways to do that or to express yourself. So that's for a toxic relationship. But for an abusive relationship, this will be in cases where there's only one person who can be abusive in the relationship. If there's a relationship between two people, right? And it doesn't have to be romantic relationship, of course. It can be in your family or anything like that. So the person or people who have power over the other person is going to be the abuser. So it's about power and control in the case of an abusive relationship. Or we could say in the case where there's an abuser that is intentionally trying to gain control over the other person, this can be abuse. So I think it's an important distinction to make.
So according to your explanation, I think that there's few vocabularies that we have to talk about, like manipulating and gaslighting. Is it
Yes.
related to this kind of relationship as well?
Yes, so manipulation and gaslighting, this can be actually the symptoms of a toxic relationship and the symptoms of an abusive relationship, they can overlap, right? So it's really important to be able to analyze the power dynamics to decide, is this abuse or is it a toxic relationship? But yes, gaslighting or manipulation can be used in both cases.
Okay ค่ะ
What is gaslighting, you know?
Gaslighting, it's like make someone questioning their own belief.
Yeah, questioning their own reality. So maybe telling them something didn't happen when it did. So they start to doubt their own perceptions about what happened or about what's happening. And you can make someone feel quite crazy by doing that, right?
Yeah.
So that would be, it's quite an abusive behavior, really, because especially if it's an intentional thing, then you're probably trying to gain control over them in some way by making them question what they think is true.
Yeah, like you get caught, you're cheating, and you just tell them, what are you going like? Are you crazy? What's going on? That's not happen. Is that kind of gaslighting as well?
Yeah, that would be abusive, right? Because that's definitely intentional. It's not like they're just it's not just the oh I'm sorry, oops, I lied. No, that's definitely an intentional thing, right?
Yeah. Okay. What about you guys think about toxic relationships?
Yeah, we just think the same as Tisha and Vanessa. But it's just a relationship that is toxic to us. It made us just feel bad for both sides.
Yeah.
For me, I think toxic relationship it's not only happens like a couple, it's family or friends or coworker. It's everything can happen like toxic, and in the relationship, I think when the couple there's not like they unhappy together when they commit and it's happened the toxic I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And you said it's not only just two people, but it can be so many.
Society.
In society. So the toxic relationship can happen in any kind of relationship, right?
Yeah. Right.
You know,
So in case that we need some example to talk about this toxic relationship in this episode, so we decide to create a Google form and asking our friends who have experienced any kind of toxic relationship, and we will share what we got with you. So this toxic relationship, it could be like friends, co-workers, partner, family, like Sandy and Pop said, and Teacher Vanessa said as well,นะคะ. So let's start at the first story.
Okay, first we have to tell that those stories we have gained permission from them already before we talk to you, and they accept.
Yeah.
They tell us we can talk.
but we will not
Our-
share their names, right?
Yeah, we
Yes.
won't share their name.
Okay.
We can talk here. So let's start with the first person that sent us a story. That's her experience. It's about a dating couple. It's about a boy and a girl. A boy made an agreement with a girl for an open relationship because they are not ready to become a boyfriend girlfriend yet.
Yeah.
So the girl accepted because she loves him. She said that,
Yeah.
and they always been together, like go for dinner, studying together, and spend most of the time together. But the boy was talking with someone else, while the girl was not. She's only talking to him. Like she said, she only have him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even they made an agreement, but the girl still feels bad for his action. Before that, he told her he's not ready to be someone's person. So the girl decided to wait, and they still do everything like a couple, but sometimes he went out with someone else. Is this a toxic relationship or abusive? But they make an acceptance. They already
They made an agreement, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Me? This is a difficult one, I think, because they did make this agreement. And what is it called when you have more than one partner?
More than
You know, when you have only one partner, it's a monogamous relationship, right? But some people would like to have more than one, and so it's polygamous. So I think I've got that right.
Yeah.
But I think this is quite difficult everywhere. Whenever we have couples who try to agree to they don't want to engage in this monogamous culture.
Yes.
The problem is, in my opinion, the problem is that historically, it's been okay for men to have more than one partner, and not okay for women. So this can kind of create an imbalance, and there can be some pressure on the woman to feel okay with the man, but then like also pressure not to have another partner. I think it's quite complicated. It's very complicated.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. I think she like have feeling for the boys though, so it's like she's like him, so
Yeah.
she don't want to be with someone else like the boy.
She likes him so much, and we cannot even call it cheating.
Yeah, because they are not together yet.
Not together yet, and they made an agreement.
Yeah.
So difficult.
Maybe this brings up one thing that is boundaries, making boundaries, right? I think this is one skill that a lot of us don't have in the beginning, and because we're not taught to create boundaries for ourselves, we might not even know what we want our boundaries to be. So like, yeah, you could say, oh, you love someone, so you do anything for them. This very romantic idea, but I think we all need to like step back sometimes and look at it. Try to be a little more objective, I guess, about what the situation is and what we can handle, what we really want, you know.
Yeah.
But it's hard for, especially for young people, I think, when it's a new experience, and this is why sometimes it's easier for older men to manipulate younger women, because you know we're kind of in that romantic phase. Of course we want to be loved. We want to love someone. We've seen movies and songs all about the romantic relationship and happily ever after.
Yeah.
We'll do anything to get into that position. So yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Sandy? What do you think?
Yeah, actually the same with Bob, but this case, just switching the role. Someone I'm close with was in a toxic relationship. He dated a person, and when they were dating together, initially she told my Mr. A, okay, and she doesn't want to be his girlfriend. In a commit relationship, just want to date him for some benefits, you know.
Oh, she told that?
Yeah, she told that. And they can do everything like partner, but you're not my girlfriend, you're not my boyfriend. Yeah, that finally Mr. A, he's broke up and take time to recover himself.
So it's end now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the toxic it not happen with women, you know. Yeah. Sometimes the man,
Yeah.
take it.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone can be a toxic
Yeah.
person in the relationship.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprising she said that. Like, I'm only dating you with some benefits.
Yeah. She said in the first time that she didn't want to be his girlfriend. Yeah.
Why do you think that is? So in the first example, it was because the guy wants to date other women, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But in this case, is it because she also wants to date other men, or do you know why she would want to do that?
No clues.
Yeah. No. I don't know why, but I told him, Mr. A, first, why do you stay in this toxic, you know? Why don't you leave? But he said, okay, he love, okay, and I don't know how can I, yeah.
So maybe he has some hope that she will change her mind in the future.
Yeah, I
Right?
think.
It's part of the process of winning her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she say like she said this before this relationship happens or before they broke up?
Before they start.
So from the beginning.
From
Yeah,
Yeah.
from beginning.
This is the agreement.
Yes. but
Okay.
Mr. A he okay
He willing
want-
to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
he's want
Yeah.
to do
Well, at least he being honest, I think.
Yeah.
I think I really think about. I wonder that can someone really do that? Like I love them with all my heart, and I can do anything for them without anything top hand.
I think he don't love himself
Yeah.
Lack of self-love.
yeah self-love
Yeah, I think no one can do that. No, everyone can do that for some time, but eventually, and maybe some people can do it for 1 year,
Yeah.
10 years,
Yeah.
but eventually, you will not be able to do it, right? You have, everyone has their own life, their own family, their own home that they have to take care of, so as well as themselves. So I think everyone will have that breaking point where it's just too much now. It's better if we can again have the boundaries, which if we know what our boundaries are beforehand, we can like really clearly communicate with ourselves and with the other person that this is either you take me like this or you leave me, right? Which the girl in this relationship, she did that. But yeah, it's really questionable why did she do that? Maybe she wants her freedom in some way. Yeah.
Well, at least he realized that, and it's end right.
yeah
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
Can I say something about being love yourself? Like love yourself? I think like just saying like I love myself, it's easy, but for doing it's not that easy. Like I love myself, but I go to bed late. I love myself, but I don't eat breakfast, kind of thing. So it's hurt yourself anyway. But you still say like I love myself, but you're killing yourself every day. So what is that love?
This is true in a toxic relationship with
Yeah.
yourself and with
Yeah.
someone else too. You could say, I love you, but
but
I keep
how do
hurting
you show
you.
that, So there's different love languages
Yeah.
that we can use for ourselves and also with others. You're right.
Yeah.
okay and next situation is from the co-worker toxic okay
And this one is inside our faculty, right?
yeah
Is it in English corner?
No,
no teacher just felt yeah
but it's in Huso.
yeah
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's real
Mystery.
situation between friends one girl said that she has one friend who is very good at studying. She also appreciates her so much, but that one doesn't care much about friends, like of social skill. I don't know.
Maybe.
Most of the topics she taught with friends will be about gossiping or insulting someone. And she really like to talk rude and use a lot of profanity. One time they had a group assignment together, work together in the class, and she's very confident. One liked too confident. She didn't want to share anything with a group, maybe because she had a trust issue, and that's become a problem for team working. And one time while they're presenting a project like online presentation, the COVID.
From COVID.
Yes, that friend forgot to mute their microphone in Zoom, and she taught behind the back of everyone in the group. So everyone in the group decided not to talk to her and just fade away.
Wow.
Okay. Before we start talking about this, can I ask you a question first, Teacher Vanessa?
Sure.
What does profanity mean?
Profanity is
Yes.
when it's like cuss words or kind of insulting language.
คำหยาบ
Oh, okay. What do you guys think about this? It's between friendship, right?
Yeah.
Definitely toxic, right?
Yes.
Definitely toxic.
For profanity, I think in some case, like for me, if we are close enough, maybe you use that. I won't mind. But they're just become friends, right? They're not that close, I think. And but she still use that to someone it may anybody like
I think not close so much, but
not so
like a
close.
good friendship. I think.
I don't know what to say about this. I feel like I know this person.
Well, I think everyone knows someone like this, right? Yeah. Actually, when it reminds me a little bit of me when I was young. but I don't think I was too insulting. But I'll tell you a story about when I was in like second grade,
Oh, so
and
young.
I met my best friend in second grade, and she's still my best friend today. But the way that we interact, I will always make jokes about her, and she will make jokes about me. So maybe it wasn't so much like profanity, but we would kind of insult each other in a joking way, and that is kind of toxic. And even my my second grade, or maybe it was my third grade teacher, she was like, "You guys are not being healthy." But for us, it was fun. But I do think it had so it could be that this person is kind of in, maybe she doesn't think it's like gonna affect people as much, or she thinks it's kind of an amusing thing to do. Maybe she might be coming at it from that perspective. But on the other hand, when I remember when I was young, my best friend, she told me after I sang a little song, she said something about how I couldn't sing, and that stayed with me for the rest of my life. So it is true that these kinds of things that can belittle, the person, your friends and stuff, it can actually have a lasting effect on them. So we really need to be careful for sure. So even today, I do kind of, it might be because of where I come from, but have kind of a sarcastic sense of humor. So I got to be careful with with the way I interact with people, even people that I'm not close with, or that, it's kind of my way of breaking the ice. Kind of can be insulting. But I don't know. Do you think it's kind of similar?
I think we grow up together and we change our mind to every year. When you're kid, you study in primary, you study in university, or when you work, your mindset you change in a way. When you kid, you think, oh, this is joke. But when you grow up, you think, oh, it's not good when you said it, or I think.
Maybe you change your mind if you experience it yourself.
But I didn't change my mind. When she insulted my singing, I didn't connect it with the way we were communicating, really, but actually it's probably connected. Yeah, it's the way we communicate, the way that we interact with other people, it's all learned behavior, right? So you get this from your family, it could be some generational thing that's passed down from one generation to another. It can be like a survival instinct. If we're in abusive relationships or toxic relationships, we can learn this kind of behavior to survive through that. And then that it can serve us in that environment, but then when we go to another environment, it can actually do the opposite. I think maybe this is similar.
And this case is end anyway. Everybody fade away from her.
Oh, yeah.
Still bad endings.
Yeah.
For her.
Well,
Okay, let's move on to the next case, shall we?
Yeah, let's go. So this is the third case. It's between couple again. It's about a boy was having a depression while she's in a relationship with the girl. Sometimes he has a mood swing and cannot control himself, and sometimes say a rude word to a girl or insult her for every little things she did. And she said she was feeling so bad, and but it couldn't be helped. Because every time after a fight, when she said she was done, he started crying and begged for forgiveness and told her she didn't mean to. So in the early stage, she tried to be understanding and forgive him. But after the fights became more frequent and even the little things they did can become a fight.
Yeah.
So, for example, a girl cannot go meet her friends because he didn't want her to. So she just don't go, and he's always afraid that she will find someone new and leave him. So when they started a fight, if the girl feels bad back about what he said, he will blame her on it or tell her that she's not loving him. Okay. So sometimes he would also bring up about her past, like her ex, and talk in a sarcastic way or compare himself to her ex. At first, the girl decided to be understanding, but after time passed by, she cannot handle that anymore. So she just decided to leave him quietly and not listen to him anymore, even he's begging her to stay. So she just fade herself away.
Ooh, this is tough.
What do you guys think?
I think
I just think he deserves that. Sorry.
He deserves to be left.
some part I think he stole my her life. He stole her life.
Yeah,
Is it a kind of gaslighting? Because
I think gaslighting seems to be a part of it, right? And
because he trying to make her feel bad, try to blame it on her. Say that it's her mistake, it's her bad.
yeah, this one kind of seems to have the power and control dynamic that I would say is he might be abusing her more than just toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
I agree.
Because especially with that, like not wanting her to see her friends, one part of an abuser, what they try to do is isolate that person through different strategies, different tactics that they can use to make her just kind of only depend on him, and then gaslighting can come in because she doesn't have her friends' perspectives and her family's perspectives, so she can start to doubt her own reality even more because of that, you know.
Yes.
And it starts with his depression, right?
Yes.
So what do you think about that?
Depression. It's really.
Yeah, well, really, a lot of people are depressed and they don't have to create a toxic environment or an abusive environment,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But there's one, we should separate, but there's one, I saw an Instagram account that's called She Is Not Your Rehab. It's by a guy. And he created this channel about, you know, you shouldn't, well, he's talking to other men, which is great. I never see anything like this before, but he's saying that, you know, a lot of men do have depression or other issues, like mental health issues.
Yeah.
And they might think that they can get some relief or become a better man or something like that because of their girlfriend or their wife or whatever. So he's saying that this is not a healthy way to treat a woman, right? Or to treat a girl. You need to solve your problems in another way. And usually, you know, maybe, well, we should all have therapy, right? That's what they say.
But I think having a depression is kind of like being sick, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Compared to like a normal sick. Like imagine if you're sick, still you can. It doesn't make sense. You're sick and you beg for other people love or like tell them, try to control them to do whatever you want because you're sick. It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, we don't know if he's really sick or not, but
Yeah.
but if whether he's sick or not, he has to take responsibility for his sickness, right? And not this is an unhealthy way to try to solve his problem. But it's also quite common, I think. Actually, though, it's not just in real life. If you look at literature, Pa'apaimani.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just reading some of it, and and of course they're like, the guy's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself if you don't marry me, or something. There's a lot of that in Pa'apaimani, and also the woman also does that too. So we're taught these kind of unhealthy behaviors. It's not something that's only personal, right? It's something that is in society, and this is like what we see in literature, on TV, and then of course we're gonna like mimic it somehow,
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's sick.
we have to change our society. Our society is toxic and abusive.
Next, the story.
And the next story is between family. And one girl told us the story of a toxic family she lived in. She said that she has a strict parents and they only expect her to study hard and not let her out with her friends. Like when she came back home, if she's not reading a book or studying, they will not give her money for school. So sometimes she understands that the reasons of their high expectations is because they care about her future. But she wonders if they really care about her. Like, they didn't even listen for what she wants to be and only cared about getting her into a medical program. Like, she said she really loves art, but they didn't allow her to paint or learn about it. They told her that if she's not studying in the medical program, they won't send her for any education. And kind of familiar. I think this happened a lot in Thailand.
It happens in Pa'apaimani too. That's why he gets kicked out of the kingdom, because he went and studied the flute.
I think this is big problem in Asian family about you must study in medical program when you study in university for your future, for your family in future.
Yeah.
I understand that they value a medical program so much in Asian, but you didn't value your child enough.
Why don't you do it yourself, parents?
Yeah, I think this is a definitely, it's a sad thing in my opinion, because when I come to Thailand to teach here, and I will ask the students why are they studying it's not usually because there's any kind of passion or I want to do this or that. It's usually I need to make money, or my parents want me to do this, or whatever. It's quite different from if you ask Americans in university. Usually they'll be there because they really love to do that thing, or they maybe I'm generalizing a little bit, but I think generally, that would be a difference.
Wow, we have so much to talk about with toxic relationships. We want to continue this conversation next week. In the meantime, do you have any experiences with toxic relationships? What do you think about the situation we share with you today? We look forward to talking more about this issue of toxic relationships next week.